Hello, welcome to Nerds and Stuff. My name is Martin, and normally I'm your host and game master, but tonight we are playing Fiasco. Fiasco is a role-playing game that doesn't require a GM, so I will be playing as a player tonight. And in our setting of Fiasco, I will be playing Father Joseph.
I'm Sterling, and I'm going to be playing Maple White.
I'm Daniel, and I will be playing Connor Flannigan.
I'm Kathy, I'll be playing Tony Biggs.
I'm Skyler, and I'll be playing Rob Petro.
Perfect. So, earlier tonight, we have got together and we had done the setup in Fiasco. Now, Fiasco is broken into 5 different parts, the setup being the first part that kind of establishes us as characters, what's going on in our role-playing game that plays out very much like a dramatic movie. We're just going to do a brief rundown of the basics of our characters before we start. So we'll be playing in a suburban community. It is one of the presets in this Fiasco kind of rulebook. Like I said before, my name is Father Joseph. I am a pastor in this small community that used to be farmland, and I have been longtime friends here with Maple White. We met at the oak tree on top of Promise Hill, so it's a very important place for us and our friendship. So we have a friendship, a relationship that's grounded in the past, from when this whole land used to be farm country. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to be playing Maple White. She is actually an immigrant from Canada who ended up marrying Connor Flannigan. But throughout the years, they've had a very tormented relationship. It's an off-again, on-again marriage situation. So there is a need between us. It's more on his end. He wants to get even with those dirty immigrants.
Which she is a dirty immigrant.
I'm an immigrant.
Deal.
So I'll be playing Connor Flannigan. He is in the on-again, off-again marriage with Maple, who will not take his name the second time. He recently came into some money, and as such, no longer needs to work. And so he's trying to find something to fill up his time with. And so he has a relationship with Tony Biggs, a crime, specifically an organized crime, kind of a figure and a wannabe type relationship.
All right.
Tony Biggs, as was just explained, is the organized crime boss. Do I just explain?
Just a little bit. Tell us a little bit about Tony, right?
Right. So he is kind of like big tough guy. People,
What's his business?
His business is basically offering protection to all of the businesses around. And they have to pay him certain amounts in order to receive said protection.
Stuff happens in town.
Yeah,
I'd hate to see something bad happen to your shop, Perfect. And how do you know this gentleman?
This gentleman happens to be my cousin's cousin.
All right.
I'm Skyler. I'll be playing Rob Petro, and a little bit about my character. I have the need to get respect from my family by turning in Tony Biggs, my cousin's cousin. As well as that, I work for a library in the location around town. I also have a relationship with Father Joseph at the church as a Sunday school teacher while he is a pastor.
Perfect. So that is the quick and dirty of our setup. We're going to go ahead and start. Normally, the person who came from the smallest town goes first. We rolled dice, and Rob, Skyler here, is the poor schmuck to start first. So first off, we're going to do Act 1, Scene 1. Now, we talked about the setup being the first of 5 sections. We're going to proceed to the second section of the game, which is the Act 1 section. Each one of us will have 2 scenes to either establish a scene, where our character can determine who's in the scene with them, where it's at, and the initial goal of the scene, or they may resolve a scene. Say Rob here wanted to resolve a scene right off the bat, the community would determine what kind of crazy situation Rob here is in, and then he would get to determine how that scene results or what the outcome of that scene is. Rob, it is your first scene of Act 1. We're going to open the movie. What is your scene going to be? Where and with who?
Okay, so scene 1 will be taking place, or I'll be establishing a scene, and it'll be taking place at the community church.
Okay.
I will be visiting with Father Joseph. So my objective is I found a piece of what looks like a ledger from a business from the organized crime, and I want to take it to Father Joseph and see what he thinks it is.
Perfect. If you're successful in your objective, if these guys determine that you're successful in your objective, they will give you a white die near the end of the scene whenever there's a kind of situation setting up, or if we're not going to learn what the ledger is, then they will give us a blue die. So these dice, if you're establishing a scene, the community will decide how your scene results, whether it's positive or negative for you. Normally this game is played with black and white dice. Unfortunately, I only have blue dice instead of black, so we'll be playing with white as good dice and blue as bad dice. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into scene 1. Church is just getting out, people are walking out, and Rob Petro approaches Father Joseph.
Father Joseph, if I can have a moment of your time.
Yes, of course, my child.
I was going over this document that I found at a family reunion, and I tried to talk about it with some of my coworkers at the library, and we were not sure what it is, and I was wondering if I could get your take on it.
Yes, of course. Before I get to this document, what did you think of today's sermon?
I mean, some of the quotes you made were a little interesting. I'm not sure if they're actually from the Bible.
Oh yes, Bahamut 32:14.
Yes.
Of course, yes. He who fears the righteous shall suffer at the swift vengeance of the dragon god. Yes, of course.
Father Joseph, thank you for such a nice sermon today.
Yes, of course, Betty Williamson.
We'll see you next Sunday.
Oh, of course. She's so sweet. Oh, isn't she? Yeah. Betty, you're a doll. You're going to live to be 100.
Oh, you.
Yes, so this document, it looks... I recognize half of these businesses.
Oh.
Yes. They're very much... What's the name of our town? Our suburb town. Sorry. It's Promise Hill. That's the... Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and it has this gorgeous oak tree, right? At the top center of it.
It's kind of the city crest.
Yeah. So these are businesses in Promise Hill. Yes.
Is there anything else next to the businesses that you know? Or what do you think?
I mean, it's dates, values. I can't make heads or tails of this. Where did you find this again?
I found this at my family reunion with Tony Biggs. He came back. It just was sitting there on the table, and I kind of swiped it. So,
yikes! Okay,
it looks a little sketchy.
You said Tony Biggs. I don't know if I've met Tony Biggs.
Oh, okay.
So he's your cousin.
Yeah, he's my cousin's cousin.
Cousin's cousin.
Cousin's cousin. Okay. Yeah. So I think he might be into something a little sketchy, but I wasn't sure.
Well, it looks like Tony is... this looks like maybe like a checkbook receipt or something. Like it has his businesses, it has the dates, and it has amounts spent. I mean, he spends several $100s at these... Is Tony wealthy?
Not as far as I know. He seems to not do much for a living, as far as I know.
I believe I've heard about Tony, but...
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
okay.
Do you want me to hold on to this and see if I can't make heads or tails of it, and maybe ask around, or do you want it back?
No. You ask around, and you hold on to that.
Okay.
And yeah.
Maybe Betty Williamson will.
Yeah,
she's been in this town since before it was Promise Hill.
She's gonna live here
back when it was Promise Farmland, Promise Yorkshire. Yes. Okay. Well, cool. I will hold on to this, and I'll get back to you with any news.
Okay.
Until then, you know what they say in the Book of Leviathan, 32, 14. No, not 14. Oh, fiddlesticks. Where is my head today?
It's okay. Some other time.
Yes.
You get back
3-hour sermons really take it out of me.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Well, as they say in the good book, peace be with you, except for Thursday. Yes, okay.
Yes.
Scene. All right. So, Rob, Skyler has been awarded a blue dice. We saw that. So, hopefully you see it, you acknowledge it, you just Try not to miss a beat, right? So in the first act of Fiasco, we have received a negative die. You have not learned what the ledger was, and that was a poor outcome for you. However, in the first act, you get to give that die away to someone else at the table, basically worsening their fortune for the game. So, Connor Flannigan, that rat bastard. All right. Okay, we are now proceeding to Act 1, Scene 2, with starring Tony Briggs. Would you like to establish a scene or resolve a scene?
I think I'd like to establish a scene.
Okay.
Realizing that my ledger is missing a page.
Okay.
And I think the object of so said scene is that I'm going to attempt to figure out where it might have gone.
Okay, so who is going to be in this scene with you?
I think it's just a bunch of goons. The location would most likely be kind of, I guess I would call it my office area.
Can we please can we please make it a restaurant and just it's called
Yes.
Tony's?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not Italian. What kind of food is it?
Chinese.
Chinese. Which is going to confuse you. Yeah. So it's Tony's family Chinese cuisine, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So exterior shot, Tony's Chinese cuisine. Tony's in his office, and he's And so what we'll do is
I'll walk in.
yeah, one of the goons walks in.
Hey, boss, what got you so upset?
I'm looking through my ledger to see, who's paid and, who hasn't. And I'm missing a page.
Well, what'd you do with it?
What do you mean, what did I do with it? Are you saying something?
Hey, maybe Earl's got it. Hey, Earl!
Yeah, what's up, man?
You got the ledger page?
What ledger page?
The boss's ledger page.
You lost one of the ledger pages,
Hey,
boss?
Griff, it's your turn on the billiards table.
I'm coming. Earl will set you straight.
So, let's think about this real quick.
Griff walks out.
Did you retrace your steps? That's what my mama always said, boss.
This never leaves my side.
It's a lot of steps to retrace, then.
I usually stay here.
Well, I don't know. You go anywhere
You don't
special
know.
recently?
Let's see this then.
A few of the businesses, just to make sure that they understand our agreement. But
Hey, boss, I'm just getting back from the other Tony's restaurant here in town.
what are you doing at that place?
You told me to go collect from them. Literally an hour ago. I have the text message.
Right.
Yeah, they said they're going to be a little bit late.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I told them nobody makes Tony wait. And they said, what? And they got really confused because I was talking to Tony.
Go back.
And do what?
If you don't get that money in the next 10 minutes...
We're both going to pay. Oh, yep, I've heard this one. Okay. Hey, Cliff, let's go. Wait, no, I don't want to go with Cliff. Who wants to go?
I'm on the billiards table. It's my turn.
Earl, you're coming with me. Come on. You know I have such a hard time figuring out these Tonys out.
Yeah, I'll be right there. Just 1 second.
Okay.
Every single penny.
Yes, boss. I have no idea how much money it was. You just sent me a text that says get money from Tony's Italian restaurant. You said, and then it's hold on, and then you said if you don't get the money, he's going to be in a meatball world of hurt.
It's the usual.
Okay.
Just go ask him for the usual.
Okay. I'll be out in the car. Earl.
Okay, keep it warm. So I can organize some of the guys.
I'm missing my whole entire page of C's.
Oh man, that has the Crab Hut, Coco's Kitchen.
Don't introduce too many because we have to remember them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll get some of the guys. We'll go out, look for it. If there's anything we can do,
Don't come back without it.
I gotta go with Peter. He needs some help. You know how useless he is.
I mean, she doesn't know.
These goons are useless. Where is my pork fried rice? Where is it?
You say something, boss?
Pork fried rice. Why is it not on my plate?
I'll go check the kitchen.
And scene. Okay.
Goons are completely useless.
It's going to be a dark night because these guys didn't help it out.
I'm trying to get away
Her objective was she probably ended up farther away from remembering where it is because of these idiots.
Exactly.
All right, so it is now Connor's first scene. What are we going to be establishing or resolving?
Connor would like to establish a scene.
Okay.
The scene is in his living room. Or I guess in his dining room.
Okay.
He just wants to have a nice dinner with his wife.
Wait, doesn't she give away the...
Oh, sorry, yes.
Oh,
you need
okay.
to give away your die to somebody else.
Since you are useless.
Earl, no!
I was the only one that
He was
helped.
playing pool. He was organizing the goons. Perfect. Okay. All right. So you just want a nice cooked dinner from your
my
wife.
wife.
Yep. That isn't flapjacks.
I've cooked it myself to try and, we'll say, make a little headway on the rocky marriage.
I apologize beforehand for my terrible accent.
No, don't apologize. Just commit.
Well, Maple, I've made your favorite.
Oh, you made pancakes?
Your other favorite, ham and eggs.
Oh, well, yeah, that's good too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Kind of server it. Go to my end of the table. So, how was work today? Oh, that's right. I don't work.
How was work for you? Oh, that's right. You don't work either.
So what did you do today?
Just went to the shopping district and got a few things.
How much things?
Oh, the TV broke last week and you never replaced it, so I had to get a new flat screen for the bedroom.
But we don't watch TV in the bedroom.
You don't watch TV in the bedroom. You only watch that stupid wrestling. Alright? How am I supposed to watch my hockey game when you have the big TV
It's
taken
not
over?
my fault they are on the same channel at different times. The hockey store night. You know, if we wouldn't have these kinds of issues, we'd have a much happier marriage.
I just pull up a bottle of like maple syrup and start pouring it in my hand.
I worked very hard to cook those just the way you like them.
Well, you know what I always say? Everything's better with a little maple.
A little maple. The credit card wouldn't be better with a little maple.
I don't know what you're talking about. Seriously.
This money is supposed to last us a very long time.
Look, you're always blaming everything on me, okay? If you hadn't closed your business down, I don't know what you could complain about. Alright?
Maybe I just closed my business down because I wanted to spend more time with you.
Oh, of course. You make it seem like it's all about me. You always make it seem like it's all about me.
Isn't that all you want it to be about?
Well, I mean, you know what? Just takes the plate and like throws it against the wall.
No! Oh, no! Maple has an attitude.
And who's gonna pay for that, Maple?
You are, of course. It's always you. You.
That's because I'm the one that makes the money.
Yeah, winning the lottery. Woohoo.
I made it one way or another.
So I think to get to that, yeah, we can either end the scene right now, or you guys can really just ruin dinner because that was his objective to have a good dinner.
Dinner's on the wall now.
I think we have such a just such a crazy relationship. We just start making out now.
I don't know if no, that's a good dinner. That's a pretty good dinner. Yeah. All right, we'll just call that a scene. Okay. I was like going to say you could storm out because it's your scene next, but yeah, we're already calling the scene. Okay. All right, so you have received a negative die. Dinner was not relaxing at all. Please assign that die to someone else.
I'll just keep it.
No, you
wife-
cannot. You
oh, you
cannot keep
can't.
it. No, in the Act 1, you send it to somebody else.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Who threw the M&As?
Is that for him?
Yep. This bitch wife of mine.
Okay, fair enough. Maple White, it is your scene. Would you like to establish or resolve?
I think I'm going to be establishing a scene.
Okay.
I think it's going to be probably with Father Joseph.
Okay.
I guess just getting some...
So where are we at first? The old hangout? The old oak tree at the top of Promise Hill?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's meet up there.
Okay.
There's a swing up there that...
Off the tree. It's the old tree swing, yeah. Okay.
And I think the main objective is just kind of...
So it's later that night, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Later that night, you're very upset, right? You probably sent me a text to meet me at the hill. Okay.
Yeah. So we're just going to be talking things out. Really just looking at you for advice.
Okay.
On...
What's your objective?
Maybe to get some good advice on what to do about his relationship.
Okay, so what if your goal is to get advice to help your marriage? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So you're on the swing, right? And you just walk. The sun's set. It's getting dark. It's getting cold. Father Joseph walks up and he goes, "Oh, Maple, how? I got your text and came as urgently as I could."
Sorry for bothering you again, Brandon. I mean,
Dying over here.
it's Connor again.
It's always Connor.
He just, ever since he stopped working, just nothing seems to be going right.
Yes, well, if I remember back to the day I married the two of you, I remember that even that day was a little rocky.
Yeah, everything used to be so much simpler.
Yes, well,
This town has grown and the attitudes have grown with it, including that of Connor's.
no, I think Promise Hill has grown into a beautiful, outstanding, community, but there are bad apples. Like in any beautiful tree, there are some bad apples. And unfortunately, your husband, he is a little rough around the edges,
I mean,
He's never treated you the way you deserve to be treated. I know you, and your parents are amazing, just as amazing as you are.
they just wish it could go back. I almost wish I had never married him. But circumstances being as what they were, I wanted to stay in this country. I love this town.
And this town loves you, young Maple.
Thanks for your time, Father.
I do think that maybe something that might help you is maybe a part-time job.
I mean, I could do that, but what else could there be? I mean...
Well, what seems to be the core of your problems with Mr. Flannigan?
I don't think he loves me,
I don't think he loves you either.
but
He never appreciated your maple syrup
he never did.
or your flapjacks.
Every time I say my slogan, everything's better with a little maple, he just sighs and rolls his eyes.
He does. I know. I remember last time you called me, he had deleted your hockey game off the DVR.
Yeah, he only wants to watch his wrestling. Doesn't he know that's fake? That's not real violence. They don't even really hit each other. They just throw themselves against some spring instead of smashing them against the glass. Sorry, I just... You know how it is.
I do. As the good book says, Beholder 3:21. Smashing people up against glass is sometimes acceptable, so long as it's in the frozen north.
That was always one of my favorites.
Yes, well, mine as well. Here's what I think you should do. Divorce him one more time and see how it works out. You're still young. You're only 23 years young. Like me. You
You're
remember when we
right.
met at this tree 19 years ago? We were just 4 years old.
Like it was yesterday.
Yes, well,
My family had just moved from the Great White North and come to this.
yes, after your uncle was attacked by a bear, I believe.
Indeed.
And your aunt was lost in the forest for days.
But she came back with that bear skin. Bless her soul.
Yes, well, your family certainly are amazing individuals. So here's what I think. You do what Maple White needs to do to be happy. And if Connor Flannigan can't figure that out, well then he can go pout in his overalls.
Thank you, Father.
God be with you. Scene. All right. So it's on Thursday.
I think Father Joseph wants a little bit of the maple syrup.
All right. So you can give that die to anyone you wish.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Don't you have a die too?
No, you gave it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Rob Petro. Okay. So moving on, I am going to choose for you guys to resolve a scene. What we'll do is I'll have you guys establish my scene. Who's in it, what's going on. You guys will pick everything. All I do after you guys have established the scene is decide if I get a white die or a blue die. And ideally you guys make up a crappy scene for me to have to start role-playing it, right?
Some of the town is unhappy with your teachings.
What? Okay, continue. You guys pitch in when you have something to make it even more over the top.
They think your quotes from the Bible are absurd. They come with actual proof this time.
Not my Bible.
Not the King James one. Oh.
This is the Square Enix Bible. Or the Wizards of the Coast Bible. I'm pretty sure it's Wizards of the Coast at this time. Okay. It's called Wizco. It's a Bible by Wizco. Yeah. It's just reskinned PHB. Yeah, or Monster Manual. Okay.
So do we need your objective, or is that? How does that work?
No, I will establish my outcome and objective. So some of the townsfolk are frustrated with my teachings. Okay. Question: how does this progress the plot? Like, what's
That's
So,
it doesn't really. That's
what if Tony goes to church one Sunday?
okay?
or what if he like goes
no.
to eat at Tony's?
Okay. Which Tonys though?
To
You know which
Chinese.
Tony's.
the Chinese Tonys to
So I'm gonna go snoop at Tony's just to get more info.
scope out the
Because you don't know Tony really.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you establish that, like you picked it up,
I did say your name.
So
but
I'm like trying to get more information on you.
like, maybe you're trying to figure out how much money that I have, because you think that
I think
people...
that it's your checkbook ledger or
Yeah,
something.
so you're like, maybe I can get a donation for the church.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm at Tony Biggs Chinese Family Cuisine.
okay.
And it's going to be me and Tony for sure. I guess my objective is to learn more about Tony Biggs. Tony Biggs, sorry. I'm going to take a white die. So that way we don't have too many
All
dark
black.
ones. Yeah. So the scene will resolve with me learning more possibly scandalous information about Tony. Okay?
Possibly.
All right. So, well, definitely because I'm learning more positive information. Okay. I walk into the restaurant, right? Is there a host?
Oh, welcome to Tony's. How many will be in your party?
Just one.
All right.
Yes.
Let me. Yep, we can seat you right now. It's like empty in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just anywhere you want, really.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So he walks over. Did you give him? He stops and he like turns around and picks up a menu and walks over to a booth and sits down, and it's a little sticky, right? So he sits down and he's kind of perusing through the menu while looking around. Yeah. Yeah. A color crayon falls out. Okay. And he's just kind of looking around.
Hey, can I get you a drink order?
Yes. Water. I am a father, as you can see.
Water. You sure?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. I'll be back.
Okay.
Here's your water.
Oh, thank you.
What do you want?
Well, what's your name, my son?
My name is Carl.
Carl. I haven't seen you around. How long have you been here at Promise Hill?
Probably about 10 years now.
10 years. Have you ever heard of Father Joseph's Church of Wazik?
Oh, I've heard about that whack job.
It's called Wazik.
Whack job. I hear he tries to pass off a bunch of mythical creatures as divine
Oh
scripture.
no, these are the Lord's words, passed down through Chris Perkins, his disciple on earth.
Well, I ain't heard of that told.
Yes, well, if you'd like to join me, I could tell you more about Mr. Perkins and his divine teachings.
I think I better just take your order.
Oh, yes, I forgot to even...
What do you want?
What would you recommend?
What we got here?
Have you eaten here?
That one.
Yeah, okay, that one is fine.
Okay,
yes.
we'll get one of those.
Yes, but
I'll be back.
menu?
Yeah, you can keep it.
Oh, okay. He pulls out a crayon and he starts writing Bible verses on the inside covers. Okay.
So Earl's gonna go into the back room. Hey boss, there's this crazy guy with his shirt on backwards. It's ridiculous. You should go look at it.
I gotta see this. Walk over to the table.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
I'm Tony.
Tony. Yes, I'm Father Joseph. Are you Mr. Biggs himself?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am. I was
Then
asking...
you should know.
Oh,
You should know who I am.
I've never been here before. I don't know who you are. I'm sorry.
I just said I'm Tony.
Yes, well, Tony, as Kobold's 2, chapter 2, verse 31 says, be accepting of the neighbor, unless they are in your dungeon.
Here's your thing.
Oh, yes.
Boss, we took care of that other issue.
Good.
Yes, you have issues. Maybe you should work them out in confession at my church. Father Joseph's Church of Wazik.
Yeah, I'll think about that.
Yes, Carl here is going to join us.
Where's my cashew chicken, Carl?
I'll go check the kitchen.
Would you care to join me, Mr. Biggs?
Sure, why not?
So you own this restaurant, yes?
It says Tony's, doesn't it?
It does, but the other
I'm Tony.
Oh,
I'm Tony.
okay, yes.
The only Tony.
Yes, I forgive my insensitivity, but why Chinese food? Tony slaps off his head.
Now you see,
Here's your
Chinese.
chicken, boss.
As I was saying, China. Food. Delicious.
Yes, of course, Chinese food is delicious. Oh, it makes sense now. Yes, that's why I opened a church, because spirituality is also delicious. Why
Not as
have-
good as this chicken.
Are you a God-fearing man, Tony?
Yes, God fears me.
Oh. God fears no man but the woman Tiamat. His equal in all things.
Then he ain't meet me yet.
Yes, well. So Tony, tell me a little bit about your Chinese restaurant. It seems to be open during a lunch rush. It seems to be empty during a lunch rush. Business not so good?
I'm the one who likes Chinese food. I get Chinese food. I don't care about anybody else.
Ah, that makes sense. Yes.
If they want to come here, they come here.
So business isn't that great right now.
Looks around the empty. No, this is usual.
Fair enough. Well, it's delicious Chinese food. I'm just not very full right now. If you don't mind, I'll be going, Tony. But it was a pleasure meeting you. This Sunday, I would be honored if you were to join me for my sermon. it might be a particularly interesting topic. It's about wickedness.
Yeah, whatever, kid.
Yes, well, I reckon you could stand to learn a little bit from the sermon.
You gonna finish that?
And scene. Okay. All right. I do have to give this die away, though. So I will give it to my good friend Maple White, who has had a rough go of things as of late. Okay. So we have now finished our first scenes each. We will now progress back to Rob. This is your second and final scene of the first act.
But did you... I mean, I guess the restaurant's empty, so you have
I
to...
100% learned something about Tony Biggs, yeah.
Okay.
I learned that business is not good, and there's no way that this is
okay.
And that's okay, yeah. So I learned that this is not a bank ledger whatsoever, yeah.
I'll resolve the scene.
Okay. So I have a great idea, right? Tony remembers back to the family reunion, and Tony's probably going to fish from Rob here. And then that way, it's still Rob's scene, right?
Yeah.
It's still, like, it's his scene to be bold.
Yeah.
And so Tony's fishing, and so what else is going on in the scene?
He's just paying a visit to family at the library.
Okay, so what you get to establish the objective.
The objective?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just coming to me fishing for information. My objective is to stealthily find out more about the ledger from him himself without, like, leading on to. I'll try to stealthily find out about it, but then I'll fail in the stealth.
Yeah, you're going to lead her on to it. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Interior library, probably that same day, or like maybe after I left.
Because you went in the next day.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's the next day. We already passed lunch, right? But you can also set whatever. We can set whatever time too. Okay. We can do flashback, whatever. Okay, so what time is it?
I think the afternoon.
Afternoon.
Because
okay.
the lunch raised suspicions with Tony.
Yeah.
There are kids in there.
It's story
during
time.
this, like, after school story time.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll say Tony is walking in.
Yep, you're behind the librarian checkout desk. Yep, perfect.
Okay. So, hey Tony, visiting me at work?
Look, it's my cousin Rob.
Why do you sound so mad to see me when you came to visit me?
And this, kids, is the picture of a butterfly.
Butterfly!
Do you know why he's a happy butterfly?
No?
Because he has butterfly friends.
Oh, wow!
Can I...
No!
I hate this joke.
And he and his butterfly
Listen, Rob.
friends...
When did we last see each other?
At the family reunion. Just the other day.
Yeah. And you didn't happen to find anything, that didn't belong to you?
I mean, I found a lot of things that didn't belong to me. You kind of have to be more specific. I found some food that wasn't for mine.
We don't decide. Yeah, I picked up all the shit. I stole everything.
If there's anything I learned from video games, it's to loot everything. So
These are the butterflies in the meadow.
So you have to be a little more specific.
Wow.
I think you would know.
Story time?
I mean, know what?
Okay.
If you found something that, didn't belong to you,
But like I said, I found a lot of things that didn't belong to me.
well then, I suggest you put them back.
So,
Okay, real quick. From off to the side, a kid goes, "That's him!" And he's pointing at you. Okay? And he goes, "That's the man that beat up my daddy!" This is loud.
There are lots of flowers in the meadow.
well, why don't you tell me what you lost and I can maybe help you with it?
Didn't even faces do.
What's going on over there?
Yeah, he came into my dad's work and he beat him up.
Shut up, you little punk. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey!
We don't use those words in here, sir.
You!
Just
Knock
this
it
is
off.
a positive
You
environment.
knock it off.
Mr. Thompson, I'm scared.
It's okay. We'll be all right.
I'll be Can I be a caterpillar that turns into a butterfly?
Just hide under your blanket.
Blanket.
Well,
Stop talking.
He beat up my dad. He beat up my dad. He
why are
said if my
underlings
dad
beating up
didn't pay
people?
him money.
it's okay.
I like to.
We
Excuse me?
accomplished that.
I mean, we're cousins. We're friendly. Cousin's cousin.
By marriage.
Ooh, well, okay. Well, if I did find something,
That didn't belong to you.
yeah, maybe it'll find its way back. I don't...
It better.
Oh, okay.
Scene. All right. Next, so give that die to somebody.
I will get.
Okay. Tony's a bad man. Must do. Okay, Tony, it is your scene. Do you want to establish or resolve?
Yeah, I think maybe we should establish
Okay.
that.
I have a great idea. If I
Okay.
might make a suggestion.
Yes.
What was your goon's name?
Earl.
Earl has a lot of heat, right? I mean, he just got fingered at a library for beating someone. So you hadn't taken Connor's suggestion very serious, but now that your goons are getting pointed out by children in public, maybe it's time for a new goon. So maybe you reach back out to him, right?
Maybe it's kind of like we're just leaving that place, so I think maybe we're back in the car and I have a driver. Before we drive off, Earl is standing outside of the car. I have the window down, and I look at him like, you better make this right. Roll up the window. Drive.
What happened to the butterflies? Okay.
Butterflies, no!
All right. Driving down the road.
Stop the car. Pull over. Door.
Oh, the door. Okay. Pull up.
Useless. So I'm gonna go up, knock on his door. Stay put. Connor, you in there?
Who's that? What do you want?
No immigrants are.
It's like the floor mat in front
Yeah,
of the door.
yeah.
Immigrants not welcome home.
It just says God bless America. It's very subtle. Very yeah.
Make America great again.
Well, that's the Hattie answer. Sorry, it's your scene.
It's Tony. Don't you recognize this voice?
Big Tony! Sorry,
Are
I'm
you
trying to
calling
hear
me
you
big?
through a
You're
door.
just yelling through the door still. Okay. Are you wearing your "Make America Great Again" hat?
No, it's just a blank trucker cap.
He has it tattooed.
There's maybe
A guy who
A
hates
certain
immigrants
flag
doesn't
on the
have a
bicep?
"Make America Great Again." Okay.
wearing a wife beater.
Okay.
What can I do for you, Big Tony?
So, remember, the other day.
What about it?
Well, I've got some work for you, if you're still interested.
What kind of work we talking here? Your drains back up again?
Let's call it that.
Well, I've still got the truck with all the plumbing equipment, the snake, the...
Not that kind of work.
Oh!
This is how some gay porn starts.
Work. Feel me?
So what kind of work we talking?
How do you feel about, getting your point across to someone? Maybe nudge them in the right direction.
Point. Gotcha. Who we talking?
I guess you could call him my cousin's cousin.
So like kneecaps or like horse head?
I'm thinking kneecaps.
I got just the thing for it.
What you got?
I reach into the back cupboard. I pull out a hockey stick.
Okay.
Who the hell needs a hockey stick?
It's my wife's garbage.
Oh, God.
Bitches.
They love cake.
I'll tell you what, Tony. I'll do this for you, but I want something in return.
Talk.
I kind of look around, make sure Maple's not here.
Where is Maple if she's not here?
I don't know. We haven't talked much since dinner last night.
It's Tony Biggs.
Okay.
So, there's a couple in town. Name Mr. and Mrs. White.
All right.
I want you to triple their racket.
All right.
And if they don't pull through, make it count. Too many of these immigrants.
Right. So, have we come to an agreement?
I believe so. I think we can help each other out in this particular issue.
So, if I get what you're saying, you're gonna do this for me, and, you know.
Run a few immigrants out of town.
Right. All right.
It's only fair.
Yeah. Nice talking to you.
I'll let you know when it's taken care of.
You better.
Scene. All right. Okay. So now you give that die away.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. All right. It is now Connor's scene.
I want to set up an establishing shot
Okay.
with Father Joseph.
Okay.
When Maple came home last night, she told me that she was out with you,
Okay.
Oh.
and I want to try.
And that usually ends up with bad stuff in your relationship. Yeah. Yeah.
My objective is
Where are we
to...
at?
I think he's just somewhere reading his code.
Okay, I'm at a park studying the scriptures.
Bible of Wisco.
Yeah.
Your
It's a park.
colorful Bible.
It's a park across from the library, but also kitty corner to the church. Yeah, the church and the library. Yeah,
place he frequents.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and my objective is to get him to quit giving Maple advice.
Okay. Deal. Go ahead and set up the kind of establishing.
So Connor's still wearing his wife beater.
Okay.
And he put on his going out hat.
Okay.
The red, white, and blue Make America Great.
And it has it has an eagle on the side. Yeah, perfect.
And a fish hook clipped on the bill.
Okay.
That's perfect.
And he's just going to approach Father Joseph. Father Joseph,
Yeah. Oh, yes, Connor.
we need to have ourselves a little talk.
Is it about the good book?
It's about my wife.
Oh, yes. One of other life's great mysteries.
I don't appreciate the kind of advice you're giving her.
What advice is that?
It's not helpful for our
It's
relationship.
advice from the scriptures, my son.
I'm trying to make this relationship work. And you're undermining it at every turn.
Connor, I married you two. I have nothing but the best intentions for the two of you, even this second time around.
That's what I used to think, Father. But after hearing last night's advice, she came back and wanted another divorce. That's not gonna fix the problem.
That doesn't make any sense, Connor. I married you guys a second time, and even during that marriage I said, are you guys 100% sure?
Then why was she with you last night?
She was very upset. She said that you threw breakfast against the wall.
I made her breakfast.
Look, I really can't discuss client privilege.
You're
very
not a lawyer, Father
No,
Joseph.
it's very complicated. The scriptures demand it was made to me in confession.
Confession? With old Maple on her knees?
What? Mr. Flannigan, are you insisting that I had sexual relations with my best friend?
It's true, I saw it.
It wouldn't
was
surprise
that?
me, Father.
I'm right outside. I'm at the library.
Oh, that was Rob?
It's just completely unfazed. Some rando screaming on the street.
Then shut the door again. Back in the library.
And the acoustics in this park are amazing.
They had a really good architect design.
Very much so. The gazebo just swirls the audio out into the distance.
I don't know what you're doing with her, Father.
I'm nothing. I'm giving her godly advice.
But she sure seems to be wanting to spend a lot more time with you than me.
Well, maybe you should ask questions about her. Maybe you should watch a hockey game with her. You know, that gets her so excited.
Hockey is just boring garbage.
It reminds her of the good old days when she used to go to Moose Academy.
I'm trying to get rid of those good old days. She's an American now, and she needs to act like an American.
And how do Americans act?
Not by watching hockey.
That is true. Americans don't watch
They
hockey.
sit on the couch and enjoy a beer and
Yes.
watch a wrestling match. Maybe a football game.
Football or wrestling, yes.
That's the American way.
Listen, Connor, I'll make you a deal. I will stop giving Maple advice on her marriage, as so far it does not involve... Look, here's what I'm trying to say. Treat her like the log cabin bottle of maple syrup that she is.
I don't want to hear you talking about maple syrup anymore either.
That's the problem, that's the problem, my son. You have to compromise. And if you compromise with her, she won't call me.
Why do I need to compromise when I'm the one making all the money? I worked hard for her. She just wanted a green card from me.
No. She loved you, Connor. She still does, I know it. You just have to be interested in her.
I'm not interested in no immigrant. Leave her alone.
As you wish, Connor, but I'm telling you, if you love her, you should listen to her.
Ugh.
Scene. You slam my book shut and walk away. Hey, thanks. Okay.
Bible. Okay. Yeah, you want to pull it off the shelf?
Yeah, I'll just use it. I'll just call a spade a spade. Here's the deal. Yeah. All right.
I know exactly. I'm establishing a scene. It's going to be at the library with Rob.
Okay.
Maple took the advice that Father Joseph gave her to mean whatever she feels best. She wants her husband's money, but she wants him out of the picture.
Okay.
So she is going to Rob to seduce him or whatever to find out some books she can get that will teach her some poisons that she could use to off her husband.
There we go.
Library.
Okay.
So how do you kill somebody?
Yeah. Exotic poisons that can be traced in medical records, please?
I can't find it in the code library.
Okay, so
So this is the next day after my shopping trip, after all of this has gone down. You're my final stop before I head home.
Okay.
all right, start us off.
Okay. Just kind of walking through the door. She's got a white kind of trench coat on,
White.
some big sunglasses, right? She takes them off. I'm looking for a book.
What sort of book are you looking for?
Well,
Do you know the author?
it's nothing so specific. I'm looking for something. You see, I'm trying to get into a new hobby. I want to start a garden in my backyard.
So like botanical.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you know, with all the herbs and stuff out there, I'm really a novice. I just need to know what kind of different plants there are, what I need to get, what I need to be aware of that could, I don't know, potentially be dangerous or...
Oh, okay, so like gardening for dummies? Is that where...
What else do you have in that category? I mean, really, it's hard to explain, but I'm really worried I'll do something dangerous. I'm kind of a klutz.
Okay.
So I really need to know what to stay away from. I got a bunch of stuff from friends, and you know, they tell me all these different things like wild potatoes, and you know, we eat wild potatoes all the time in Canada, but
Okay.
I heard they're dangerous, so I just want to, you know, have some kind of knowledge on that to figure it out.
Okay. Well, let me look up what we got. I still see that gardening for dummies. I should probably tell you what you want to avoid.
I mean, that probably
is there
wouldn't be
anything
a
more
good
specific,
one,
or?
I'm really just. I'm missing the cuisine from my homeland, you know. I just.
Canadian gardening tips.
Look, Rob. Can you keep a secret?
Yeah.
Of course, a handsome man like you can keep a secret. And she's like playing with his hair. I need to know a little about poisons. I'm afraid that someone might actually be trying to poison me. It's so weird to be asking for something like that.
Okay. I think I have the book for you. So
He types antidotes.
yeah, into the notes. Yeah. Okay. Here you go.
Oh, this... I, look out the window and see him storming down the street and...
Yeah, or something
Rage.
says like cures and toxins or something, and you're like, oh, this works.
Thank you, that'll be perfect.
Oh.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Guess scene.
Okay, perfect. All right. So we will be. So give that to somebody. How many dice do you have over there?
It says the
Yes,
three.
I
Okay,
have
okay.
three. We have the same pool.
Okay, so I will be doing the last scene of the first act. So it's definitely going to be with Maple. Let's do a flashback scene. It's the morning of your guys' second wedding. Okay, and it's already a hot mess of a day. Okay. Mostly on Maple's part. You just started teaching Sunday school, and so you're shadowing me, kind of following me around everywhere, and my objective is to stop them from getting married.
What?
Because I actually love Maple.
Have all along.
Yeah, and I have all along. I hadn't
Con
planned
was
it.
right
I hadn't
on.
planned it, but I think this is even better than like. Because you already trust me, right? And now I'm maybe even manipulating that trust. Mm-hmm. But you still get married to him. So if it's a...
So it's automatically a blue then.
No, I think what we're going to try and do... How about this?
What if your objective is to undermine the marriage?
Yeah, so,
from the start.
If I get a white, then we sleep together. No matter what, they're getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's a white, then we sleep together the day of your marriage. Okay. And if it's a red, or if it's a black or a blue, then I'm frustrated because I wasn't able to convince her of the way, or whatever. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's the morning of, and okay, Rob, you have to kind of, when we're at a wedding, okay, the morning of, we have to be invisible. Okay. We only are here to serve the couple, and if they don't need us, then we're hovering, but not here. See, I'm gonna introduce you. You've met Maple before, no?
No, not
Okay, then I will introduce you. She's gorgeous. She's from the north. Okay, but she moved here when she was very young. But she picked up her parents' accent and some of their Canadian mannerisms. Okay, yes. Don't
those kind.
Yes. Don't bring up the Olympics. They're very sore subject. Okay. Yeah. I don't know shit about the Olympics. If you guys beat us, then whatever. Good for you. But if we beat you, it's probably because we cheated. So confirmed. All right. Aside. Okay. So we walk up, and Maple is a hot mess. Right. It's the day of her wedding. She doesn't know what's going on. I was like, How is everything, Ms. White?
It's really good, eh? Yeah, just... I got such a headache. Wilson
you're
always
so
does
tense.
that to me.
Yes. You're so tense.
Invisible.
No, we're meeting with our clients right now.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Later invisible.
Okay.
Yes. You're learning. This is Rob. He's shadowing me today. Yes.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for, coming here and doing this for me again, Brandon. You know how it is.
My first name's Brandon.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm Rob.
Sorry, Rob's new.
Oh, yeah.
He teaches Sunday school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite teachings?
Typically not ones from the Bible of Wisco, but if I had to pick one from the Bible of Wisco, I'd probably say The Book of Sprite.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
that one was always kind of strange.
Yes, be light on your wings and never on your feet.
Has a lot of symbolism, I think.
Yes.
Yes. As the good book does.
Maple, there's something I need you to sign.
Oh, what is that?
It's some paperwork to get the mortgage in both our names, since we're getting married again.
Okay. Yeah.
Father,
Sure. Yeah, hey, Mr. Flannigan.
thanks again for taking care of this.
Of course. Wouldn't that be better served on a day where you guys don't have so much going on?
You know, the bank is just the bank. You know how they are.
I do.
I don't.
The bank is dreadful. They're across the park from us. Yeah, they're bandits and thieves.
But this is your special day, though.
Father, would you not speak so loudly?
Do you have bankers here at your wedding? Oh, dear girl.
It's the
Maple.
hangover.
Are you drunk?
I'm not drunk anymore. You said I couldn't have any until after the ceremony.
You know what would really help you? Ease that tension. Another drink. Rob, would you be so kind as to get young Maple here another beverage?
Of course.
Oh, that would be so
A
wonderful.
Bloody Mary, right?
Just a Molson would be great.
Okay.
One Molson.
One Molson,
Yes.
none for you?
And water, please.
Water?
Yeah, lemon. I'm feeling a little zesty today.
Water? For sure? Just water?
Rob,
Okay.
I'm a man of the cloth.
Okay. Alright.
Maple,
Here's your water.
Just sign this.
I'll take it right now. I want to read it first, though.
We've got other things we've got to worry about.
Oh my god,
so
Maple!
right.
Why aren't you even dressed yet?
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Here, take
Just
this.
sign that.
Take
Sign
your
it right
Molson.
now. Get
Take your
it out of the way.
Maple, you need to focus on you today to be the stunning bride that you want to be the second time.
Look, everyone just... I need some time alone. I need some time to think. Okay? This is a big day. We're getting
is.
married again.
The second
I just
biggest
need
day
you
of
to
your
sign
life.
this. We've got to, they're reissuing our mortgage. It's transferring to another bank.
Look, just...
The paperwork deadline was today, and I've just got to
Connor,
get it in
I
the mail.
hate to beat a dead unicorn, but surely that can wait for surely that can wait for a second day, another
Just
day.
sign it, and I'll let you be. I'll let you get ready.
Fine. And I just kind of grab the pen and just strike across the whole page type thing.
Is that Maple's signature or
No.
Okay, because I was like, she's from Canada, right? They don't.
Oh my god.
She just does a stripe across the whole page to get him out of her hair.
Okay, yeah. And this suffices for now. Okay.
It's good enough.
And then so we cut later, probably an hour later, right? This is your second drink, and it's just me and you, and then he's drifting in and out,
invisible.
back and forth. Yeah, he's invisible, but it's me and you. We're finally getting to some good old chat, right? You have a bridesmaid in the room. Okay. So you're having reservations, you were telling me.
I mean, I'm just nervous. What if this whole thing goes under again?
That's very possible.
Oh my god, Maple! Don't even think that. You guys are perfect together. So perf.
But you weren't
Yes,
there the first time.
they were perfect the first time as well.
Look how that turned out.
We all know how that ended, Bethany.
Remind me again, young Maple, why did you guys get divorced in the first place?
He didn't have any time for me. He wouldn't let me watch hockey or curling. When we were married, do you know how long it was before I would watch curling?
I can't imagine.
4 years. It was only on during the Olympics in this godforsaken country. Sorry.
That must have been Shadowville for you.
But... and even then it was a fight. I had to watch it when he was out of the house. On USA 2. Like...
Oh my god, Maple! He is so much more committed now. Just get those thoughts out of your head.
Shut up, Bethany. You weren't even there last night,
Oh my-
okay?
your name is Bethany? I've been calling you Brandy this whole time. I do apologize. I'm so sorry.
We all look the same. It's okay.
It's okay, we all call her Brandy because that's what she drinks.
That's true.
Oh my god.
You should see me on it, Father. Oh my god.
I mean, what do you think?
I'm invisible. You have another Molson?
pulls his head out from behind curtains and he's like, me?
It sounds like he's a bad deal.
Oh God, Rob, you're still here?
I've been here this whole time.
You learn well.
Who's been refilling your drinks? Apparently I'm a butler now.
You've been studying the Book of Shadow, I see.
Yeah. That is my new favorite book.
Hey, Bethany, would you be so kind as to make sure that the ushers are ushering?
Oh my god, totally! As a maid of honor, this is like such an important thing. I'll be back. Maple, don't worry about it. I got this.
Thanks, Bethany.
I got your back, girl.
You're a gem.
Thank God she's gone.
She kept shooting sex eyes at me. Okay.
Bethany does that.
With anything, really.
Okay, so
That's how I feel.
yeah, we should probably resolve this scene sooner than later. So, anyways,
We have to. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Excuse me,
Sterling wanted
Rob,
to sleep with them.
can me and Father have a moment alone?
You're always alone when I'm around.
young Rob, what I think Maple is trying to say is she wishes to confess on the day of her wedding.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, give us like 8 to 10 minutes, and not twice.
You have 5.
Yeah. If you see my, what are those things called where they wear them over the shoulders a little bit?
No
Okay.
clue. Scarf?
Yes, my.
A robe?
If you see my robe on the doorknob, there's a question marks going on. No, if you see the good book outside the door, just know that we're in deep prayer and not to be disturbed.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Put this outside the door.
Yeah, Rob leaves. I hand you the good book. You set it out. Like, so Maple. You know what? All of today I've just been thinking back. Don't bother with it. All of today I've been thinking back to the first time that we met on the oak tree at the top of Promise Hill.
Yes, we were 4 years old.
Yes, I told you were beautiful then, and I stick to it now.
You were such a charmer back then.
Yes, well, I didn't know many words, and I loved playing with toys, but I do remember those days like they were yesterday. Yes. It's crazy how our lives have gone in different directions, though. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if they hadn't?
I mean...
Here, have another drink, yes.
This is like 4 molesons in. Those are like those big ones, right?
You tell me. Yeah. Well, we should probably get you out of your robes and into your dress.
Yeah, thanks again, Father, for everything. And
Of course, I'd do anything to you. I'd do anything for you.
Excuse me?
I'd do anything for you.
That really means a lot. Then...
As he's like walking over and pulling blinds shut. Did I ever tell you about the forbidden book of succubus?
I don't believe you did.
Yes, well, this is more of a picture book. Scene. Scene.
That's the only book in that Bible that Connor likes.
Alright, so we have now finished the first act. We will be progressing to the tilt.
Don't you have to give that die away?
Oh, yes I do. Yes I do. Alright. We'll go here. Okay. Alright, so we're moving to the tilt. Everybody roll their die, and whoever gets the highest... So you roll roll all your dice. All the dice in front of you, okay? And you subtract the higher from the lower. I ended up with the highest light, and you ended up with the highest black. Okay, so in this case, Daniel and I will determine the tilt table. Now, the tilt table is something that's going to shift the pace of the movie, the kind of outcome of the movie, and we will have to react to these things as they go. Roll the unused die in the center pile. Okay, and go ahead and separate them out into categories. You and Sterling can do that. Each one of us will use 2 of these dice to create a category, and then the other person will pick the subcategory for each other's tilts. So there is mayhem, we're missing 2s, mayhem, innocence, guilt, paranoia, or failure. I'll let you pick first.
We'll take a guilt.
Okay, so go ahead and grab a 4. and that will be part of guilt. And what we'll do is we'll just finish out guilt right now. We have a visit from the perhaps unofficial authorities. We have somebody develops a conscience.
Non-maple.
Greed leads to killing. Someone panics, or a showdown. We're going to pick somebody panics with a 5. So it's guilt, somebody panics. And now for the second tilt, I am going to pick mayhem. Okay, number 1. So now you will pick an out-of-control rampage. A dangerous animal, perhaps metaphorical, gets loose. Magnificent self-destruction. Cold-blooded score settling. Or misdirected passion.
I think an uncontrolled rampage.
Okay, an out-of-control rampage.
Out-of-control rampage.
Mayhem. Okay. All right, those are our tilt elements. How this movie resolves will have to be figured out in the second episode of Fiasco. Be sure to subscribe if you want to catch the next episode. Let us know if you had a great time or what your favorite moment was. And we will be back with episode 2 shortly. So thank you, and see you soon.
Maple's such a bitch.
I just don't understand.
Maple like telling Brandy to go away so she can get it on with.
That wasn't Maple's intention, but that's what happened.